Coach Coen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Yeah,
Really
thank
appreciate it. Very excited to speak to you. I know a lot of our fans in the UK, we spoke to them this summer. They are very excited to have you as well and see you obviously in London. But firstly, it'd be great to know your coaching philosophy and how do you communicate that with the players when you first joined and to now?
Yeah, I go really back to when I was a kid. My dad was a coach, was a football coach in college and in high school. And so I grew up, in a coach's household. And so, he didn't need to swear to get his, point across. And it was always, speaking to people respectfully and doing it the right way and just trying to show that you care before you can ultimately ask these enormous standards of people, ultimately try to get to know them. And so I've always kept that with whatever stop I was at. And then you get to the National Football League within this role here in Jacksonville, and it's all those come back to you. And hey, man, these guys, they're not going to, just because we're coaches, just go do everything we say. Ultimately, at what point are they going to understand that we care about them? We hope, we want the best for them. We're going to coach the living heck out of them, but we're also going to love them hard as well. So, at the end of the day, that's something that we've always tried to strive to be as coaches here. And hopefully the message is clear so far.
Well, I think it is. Every player we've spoken to, as soon as I've said, oh, how do you find the new OC? How do you find the new head coach? DC, they just smile.
Is that right?
They go,
that's
and
good.
then they go into it. Yeah.
That's good to hear. I mean, I care. We all care about the relationship between player and coach, player to player, player to coach, coach to coach, coach to player. And so those relationships ultimately in the fourth quarter, when the game's on the line and, each player is playing for their why, right? Everybody has a why. Could be their family, playing for each other, their brothers, their teammates, their family, the next contract. But ultimately in the fourth quarter, I want them to look over at the sideline and, man, I want to do right for that coach as well because I know he's got my back. So that's been the message.
And I think I know the answer to this because you kind of said it in your answer there, but did you have a mentor or were there coaches, mentors in your life that, put that arm around your shoulder and gave you the guidance to help you get where you're at now?
Yeah, Sean McVay, I would think, just comes to mind. I mean, I had a great opportunity as a young coach to be at Brown University. I was at UMass. I was really in the Northeast bouncing around in FCS football and learned a ton. I learned so much. But when I went out to LA and worked for Sean, it felt like I was getting my PhD in coaching. So you're just absorbing and seeing, how much can I totally soak up here? But also he came to my office one day and just came in and said, hey, man, you're doing a great job. I appreciate the work. I'm really glad that you're here. And as a football coach, you're just not used to those compliments as much. You just do your job and you're not really doing it for a pat on the butt. You just do your job. You keep going to work and you work your tail off. But I saw a different side of, we can be really kind and cool to each other and appreciative, and your coaches will work harder for you if they also know you care and you appreciate that they're there. So I would say, he's definitely had the most impact on my coaching career so far.
Wow. So it's treating players and coaches as humans.
That's right. Yeah. We're truly in this thing together, and it's not coach down here, coach up here, player down here, or vice versa. It's, hey, we've all got to be in this thing together. And the more that everybody feels that they're having an impact on the organization, on the play, right? I want coaches to feel buy-in and have buy-in for everything that we're doing, because ultimately they're going to go teach it better.
And then that philosophy, all of that encapsulated, that's what, your belief is. I strongly believe this will bring success to the franchise if we use that and bring it to the team.
That's the goal. The communication being at a premium, right? So the way that we handle each other in the building, right? Whether it's coach to staff, coach to coach, coach to player, the way that we communicate with one another, being on time, it's about respect and communication. And just ultimately these guys knowing that, hey, we can't play for you. You guys got to go play. This is going to ultimately be your team. The best teams are player-led. But until we get to that point, hey, we're going to have to, set standards that ultimately we want you guys to operate at. And when those standards aren't met, we have to be sure that we're communicating it at a high level so that they understand, man, well, this is the standard. This is what we're talking about. When we fall short of that standard, that's where the work is.
London. Very excited to speak to you about London.
Same.
How excited are you to be able to play a game over there?
I love London. I love London. Went over there in 2019 with the Rams, played the Cincinnati Bengals, and I had a blast. We had a blast. We stayed at the Grove.
Yes.
Had the best coffee I've ever had.
Yeah.
You know, the espresso was amazing. And then we obviously practiced and played, but myself and a few coaches went out to a few pubs and just bounced around. And man, the energy, the people were just so much diversity. And, they like football. They love football. I mean, we just random fans coming up. They didn't even know we're coaches. We were just talking and how much they love football and are into it. And, it's my wife's favorite city. So yeah, she's going to go out early with us. Thank God. I'm so happy we're able to go on Monday evening. We'll fly out, get there Tuesday morning to be able to spend as much time as we can there. So we are so excited to be able to play in that stadium as well.
It's a family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're bringing them. We're going. We're doing it.
And at Wembley, is there a difference now you leading the team out at Wembley? Will that make it that bit more sweeter?
I think so. It was interesting. I was actually watching 24 Hours with our owner, Shad Khan, and it was a video of when he went over there a few years ago for a Fulham match and for a Jaguar game. And then there was a moment that they captured after the game that the Jaguars had won, where Shad was on the sideline taking in Wembley after the game. And just that moment kind of gave me a little bit of chills to say, well, that's going to be me here soon, to be able to take in that moment in a place that has such history and just so many good iconic moments. And just that place has an aura. And ultimately not every place has that.
Coach Coen, honestly, best of luck. Not that you need it, but thank you for your time. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.